Ever wondered what truly defines a nation? Welcome to Class Bites. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and often contentious world of international borders and how they shape our global landscape. International political boundaries are far more than simple lines drawn upon a map. They are the legal and conceptual frameworks that define where one sovereign nation ends and another begins. These borders, the officially recognized limits of a state's territory, are the very architecture of our global system. They determine the reach of a country's laws, the scope of its governments, and the extent of its control over resources. More than just physical demarcations, they shape cultural identity, regulate the flow of trade, and stand as silent sentinels of national security. Whether they follow the winding path of a river, the jagged crest of a mountain range, or cut an unnervingly straight line across a desert, these boundaries dictate the fundamental interactions between peoples and states. The story of how these borders come to be and why they so often become sources of tension is deeply entwined with the study of geopolitics, which explores the intricate dance between geography, political power, and international relations. It is through this lens that we can understand why the placement of a line can become the principal motivator for conflict between nations. For decades, scholars have observed that disputes over territory are a primary cause of interstate war. At their very core, these conflicts often stem from a profound dissatisfaction with the existing distribution of land, a feeling that the map is wrong, and a powerful desire to expand or reclaim a homeland. The roots of many of the world's most enduring rivalries can be traced back to a fundamental disagreement over who rightfully controls a particular piece of the earth. Many of today's most contentious borders are ghosts of a different era, their shapes dictated by the outcomes of past wars, the ambitions of empires, and the logic of colonialism. This historical legacy has left a particularly deep and lasting impact across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. During periods of colonial expansion, European powers often drew artificial boundaries with little to no regard for the complex tapestry of ethnic, linguistic, or religious communities already living on the land. Lines were inscribed on maps in distant capitals, cleaving cohesive groups in two, or forcing historically rival peoples into a single, uneasy administrative unit. The geopolitical realities of many modern border disputes, such as those in South Asia, are anchored in this history of colonial mismanagement and the unresolved demarcations left behind when empires receded. These inherited lines became the seeds of future conflict, creating states with inherent internal divisions and external grievances. Beyond the echoes of history, the Earth's own bounty often fuels territorial disputes. The competition for resources can transform a quiet frontier into a geopolitical flashpoint. Areas rich in oil, natural gas, or valuable minerals become objects of intense national interest, and overlapping claims can quickly escalate into serious confrontations. This pressure is often magnified by the modern challenges of population growth and climate change, which can make access to vital resources a matter of national survival. The South China Sea serves as a potent example of this dynamic, where multiple nations assert competing claims over a vast expanse of water. The conflict is driven not only by the region's strategic location, but also by its abundant fisheries and the immense potential for untapped oil and gas reserves lying beneath the seabed. Here, economic interests and the pursuit of resource security have created a complex web of overlapping territorial ambitions. The human element, the powerful force of shared identity, is another critical factor in the story of border conflicts. When political boundaries fail to align with cultural or ethnic divisions, they can become sources of profound instability. People who share a common language, religion, and heritage may find themselves separated by an arbitrary line, fostering a desire for unification. Conversely, distinct ethnic groups forced to coexist within borders not of their own making may develop aspirations for self-determination, seeking to carve out a new state that reflects their unique identity. The Balkans region in Southeast Europe stands as a stark testament to the explosive power of these forces. The violent breakup of Yugoslavia was fueled by centuries of ethnic tension, as different cultural communities sought to establish their own sovereign homelands, leading to a tragic redrawing of the region's political map. Finally, the cold logic of strategy plays a crucial role in how nations view their borders. Countries naturally seek boundaries that offer security and advantage. Topography itself becomes a strategic asset. A formidable mountain range or a wide river can serve as a natural barrier against invasion, while control over a key mountain pass or seaport can provide a significant military or economic edge. The desire to secure these strategic geographic locations can drive a nation's foreign policy and lead it to contest borders that are perceived as vulnerable or disadvantageous. In this way, the physical landscape is not merely a passive backdrop, but an active participant in the calculus of power and security that shapes the world's frontiers. The consequences of these unresolved territorial disputes are severe, often leading to military confrontations, crippling economic sanctions, and deeply strained diplomatic relations that can last for generations. Such conflicts hinder regional cooperation, stifle economic development, and inflict immense suffering upon the local populations caught in the crossfire. In the face of such destructive potential, the international community has developed mechanisms to seek peaceful resolution. The United Nations plays a vital role in mediating these conflicts, offering diplomatic channels to de-escalate tensions and find common ground. As its principal judicial organ, the International Court of Justice provides a formal venue where nations can bring their legal disputes, including those over territorial claims, for adjudication, offering a path toward resolution rather than force. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts or what you want to see next.